Hello guys, and welcome to this very important video.
As you can see in the back, we have put in chairs, as we will use them for important discussions.
Let's sit down. So, as you know, today is Autism Awareness Day.
And since today is Autism Awareness Day, I would now want to reveal that I actually have autism. So, in this video, we will share about my life, and how it looks like for me with autism.
Before we begin this video is for those of you who have autism, and for the family's childs that have autism too. So, let's get started.
So, we will start with the events right after I was born. I was born in 2007, and you see in one of the community posts that my birthday is on August 24th. So that means, I was born on August 24th, 2007. When I was born, my parents didn't know that I have a spectrum of what I was born with.
Because in March 2009, when he was 1.5 years old, my wife, who is his mom, and I were concerned that he wasn't talking. So, we had to take him to therapy regularly so that he could talk. We used to live in Nashville, Tennessee.
Afterwards, 6 months later, I went to a half-day daycare, and it was an okay daycare, but I was still not talking very much.
Then in April 2010, we moved into a new city in Madison, Wisconsin, and around this time, he said his first words, which was probably ball or door.
A few days later, I went to my new daycare, and whenever I got frustrated, I hurt someone by biting or pinching.
His teachers at his daycare would report an incident to us, and he couldn't communicate with others, so that's why he was biting or pinching.
So, my parents decided to have me get tested for autism at the Weissman Center. And the diagnosis is that I did have it. I was diagnosed with autism in April 2011.
So, they've suggested that we have sessions at the Wisconsin Early Autism Project, or WEAP for short.
This would involve therapists coming to our house in the afternoons to work with me on communicating with others.
There were lots of traits that he had with autism besides being nonverbal. Like having anxiety, getting upset when things are not supposed to be, being picky about foods like vegetables, needing to have a schedule, having him flap, not recognizing social cues, not liking loud noises, and he only wanted to watch one channel and watch shows over and over again, like Caillou, which was on PBS Kids Sprout.
And because of my therapy in the afternoons, I would only be in preschool for half a day.
In August 2012, when he was about to turn 5, he was eligible for kindergarten, but we've decided to keep in preschool for 4K, because of his therapy, and was still not communicating with kids his age. So, we've waited a year.
Then in September 2013, I finally went into kindergarten, and I continued doing the things that I did in preschool. And I continued to have therapies, but at a later time.
Skipping ahead to 2014 when he went into first grade. In first grade, he was beginning to communicate more, between WEAP and his first grade teacher that he began to communicate, and make new friends, and fit in with class. But his anxiety for fire drills was beginning to get high.
Now skipping ahead to second grade in 2015, I communicated more than ever now, and I stopped having regular therapy sessions. They cut back after one of my therapists left. But my therapists would still come over for play dates.
Then in July 2016, he graduated from WEAP, and we had a party for him. After WEAP, we had him seeing a psychologist.
Now to April 2017 when I was in third grade. My parents realized that I have a fear of fire alarms, and that I have agoraphobia, a fear of loud sudden noises. So because of that, my participation in fire drills had to change.
For third and fourth grade, we usually drop him off later if the drill was in the morning, and pick him up early if it was in the afternoon.
It was also around the time that I began my YouTube career.
But all that changed for fire drills when he entered into 5th grade in 2018. Because we wanted to get him ready for middle school the next year, we wanted to have him near the school and outside the school for progression before the fire alarm goes off. For September and October, we had to pick him up, bring him to our house, and then bring him back to school. Then for the rest of the year, he was near the school during the fire drill. And for the last 3 months, he was with his class during the drill, while the last one was with his teacher going out with him.
Then in September 2019, I went into middle school, and the plan for fire drills was different. I had to go out with my case manager before the alarm went off.
But then, he had them less often after February 2020 due to COVID beginning, and he had to be online.
Then in October 2020, since I am Jewish, I had my bar mitzvah, but since I have autism, my service had to be shorter. Then the only time I had the fire drill in 7th grade was in May 2021.
When he went into 8th grade, he had to change the plan a little bit. He wanted to sit down, because his feet would hurt from standing. He had to go in after the last person went in, and he had to reflect with his case manager for 10 minutes. Now this year, he will be entering into high school, and he needs to find out when those drills will be the day before or the day of.
And that will conclude this video.
Since then, he overcame a lot of obstacles when autism doesn't hold him back from doing things.
I had specific interests, like Jeopardy, Blue's Clues, The Presidents, The Beatles, Sprout, Thomas the Tank Engine, The Wiggles, and others. Now note, autism is not a bad thing, it can sometimes be a good thing. It can be fun to be around. I would say funny things, and I would be annoyed when people are being silly.
With this is all we would want to say.
Thank you for sticking around through this video. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Thanks for watching.